Alright guys, we're going to talk about graphing quadratics using a table of values. So here we have our function and we are going to do a table of values. So the best way to do this to start with is to go to your graphing calculator and you're going to hit y equals, if there's something there, clear out your values there. And then we're going to put that function back in that we were just talking about. So the 2x squared, we're going to put 2x and then squared in there. And then we're going to hit second table. Now we can scroll down through here and we can see that the vertex here is 0, 0. Okay, you can tell to the left and to the right it is reflected. So there's 2 and 2, 8 and 8. But you can see that there's 0, 0, and then we have the same numbers, the same distance away from each other. So those are going to be the values that we're going to put into our table. We're going to use the 0, 0, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 8, and 1, 2, and 2, 8. So we'll go back there. So our vertex is 0, 0. So negative 1, 2, 2 and 8, 1 and 2, and 2 and 8. Now how they get those numbers? Well, you take this function and you plug, if we plugged in 0, that would be 2 times 0 squared, which is 0. If I plugged 1 in, 2 times 1 squared is 2. If I plug 2 in, 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8. All right, so over here, we're going to put 0, 0, negative 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice the vertex is the center. This is reflected across each other. And then we're going to have at 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 2 from the vertex. So we're going to go over here and do the same on this side. And then this should make a U shape, not a V. So it should be curved with arrows on the end. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing with number 2, where we have y equals negative 3x squared. Okay, so we're going to go to our graphing calculator. We're going to go back and hit y equals. We're going to clear that. We're going to do negative 3x squared. Second graph, there's our table. So if we scroll, we will notice here, this one again is at 0, 0, and then we have negative 3, and then negative 12, negative 12. So negative 3 and negative 12 are reflected there. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. So we have 0, 0 is our vertex, negative 1, negative 2, that's 2 to the left, 1 and 2. Now if you don't remember, we'll go back to the calculators. So here's our vertex, and then we have negative 3 and negative 12 as the reflected. So we have negative 3, negative 12, negative 3, negative 12. So we go over here, we're going to start always with the vertex, then negative 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and then 1, 3, and then 2, negative 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. And then we'll do the reflected point, and this one is going down. Okay. All right. So if we look here at this next problem where we have a half x squared, we're going to go back to our table, hit y equals clear 0.5 x squared. Again, our vertex is at 0, 0 on these, and then it's going to be 1/2, 2, and so I'm going to use this 2 and this 8 because I like whole numbers when I'm graphing. So at -2, -4, and then if you notice over here we have 2 and 8 at 2, 4. So let's go back here. 0, 2, 4, 2, 4. So our values were 2 and 8. So we have 8, 2, 0, 2, 8. See the reflection here? So we have 0, 0, 2, 2, so -2, 2, and then 4 up to 8, and -4 up to 8. And there that is. Okay, so if you'll work on those here, then that will help you. All of these will have the vertex at 0, 0. Okay, so all of them is going to have the vertex at 0, 0. So if you'll work on those, and then we'll talk about those. Okay, so let's look here at graphing from standard form. Okay, so first of all, when our A is greater than 0, it's going to open up. When that A is less than 0, it's going to open down, so if there's negative. Okay, so we have axis of symmetry. We can find it by x equals -b over 2a, and then the vertex, we can find it by plugging it back in. So here, when we're graphing and it's in standard form, we can find our vertex. First of all, this has a negative in the front, so that's going to open down. Okay, so we can go to our graphing calculator if we would like, and we can put this in and find the vertex, or we can use this formula. Okay, so we're going to say x equals -b, so that'll be -8 over 2 times a. So that's going to be +8 over -4, which equals -2. So that's our vertex. So then we're going to go to our calculator and we're going to put our function into our calculator. -2x squared minus 8x minus 5. So y equals -2x squared, whoops, forgot to clear, -2x squared minus 8x minus 5. We're going to check that. Okay. So we'll go back to our calculator. We're going to go to our table, and we already know that our at -2 here is where our vertex is going to be. So let's look at our table, and let's go to -2, and there is our vertex. And you can tell that because the 1 and the 1, the -5 and the -5, the 1 and the 1, so the reflection is there. So my y of my vertex is going to be 3. So my vertex is going to be -2, 3. Now I can get that from the table, or I can plug it back in. Okay, so -2, +3, 1, 2, 3. Now I need a couple of points on each side, so I'm going to go back to my calculator, and I'm going to see that at -1, we're at 1, -3, we're at 1. Okay, so at -1, we're at 1, and -3, we're at 1. Okay, we can then look at 0, -5, or -4, -5. So 0 is going to be at -5. What is that? That is our y-intercept. Okay, and that is 2 from the vertex, so we're going to go 2 to the other way, and that will also be at -5. We're going to draw, and there. It opened down like we said it was going to, and the vertex is here. Now, the standard form, this C gives me my y-intercept. So that 0, -5, we can do that from standard form. So knowing that, down here, we already have a point at 0, 7. So this is going to open up because A is 1. And then we're going to have x equals negative b over 2 times 1. So that'll be 4 over 2, which equals positive 2. Okay, so we're going to take our new function and we're going to put it into our graph calculator. X squared minus 4x plus 7. X squared minus 4x plus 7. Going to check that. X squared minus 4x plus 7. Okay, so then we're going to go to our table. We know from here that our vertex is going to be when x equals 2. So let's look when x equals 2. Oh, look, right there it is. So then 4, 4, 7, 7. So we have the point 1, 4 and 3, 4. So we have the point, let's do our vertex first. Whoops, sorry about that. So our vertex we know is here at 2, 3. So 2, 3 is our vertex. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We know it's going to open up. We know 0, 7 is going to be our y-intercept, and we know since that is 2 from the vertex, then I can go the other way and I'll have another point there. And then we know at 1, 4 and 3, 4. So 1, 4 and 3, 4 is a point also. So that is graphing in standard form. Okay, if we graph in vertex form, again, if A is greater than, it's going to open up. If it is less than, it's going to open down. Okay, axis of symmetry, x equals h. Vertex is h comma k. So the h comes out opposite every time. So we have here, we will have the h is negative 3, and then my k is 1. So my vertex is h comma k. Okay, so at negative 3, positive 1 is my vertex, and the A is positive, so it's going to open up. And then we can find, so we have our chart. Remember this, we have negative 3, 1, so we can go negative 4 and negative 2. So we're going to put the function in our graphing calculator, and we are going to do it that way. So let's go 3x plus 3 squared plus 1. 3x plus 3 squared, don't forget the square, plus 1. Okay, let's check that. 3x plus 3 squared plus 1. And then, so we have that in there. We're going to go to our table. We know our vertex is here at negative 3, 1. So here at negative 4, 4 and negative 2, 4 is what we're going to use. So negative 2, 4 and negative 4, 4. So negative 2, 4 and negative 4, 4. We can also look at our graph, and we know at 0 is at 28. Ooh, negative 1 is at 13, and negative 5 is at 13. So can we do those on here? Negative 1 is at 13, and negative 5 is at 13. So then we know it's going to open up U shape. Okay, so we're going to look at the vertex here, and then I'm going to let you put it in graphic calculator and find it. First of all, the A is negative, so that will make it open down. My H comes out opposite. My K stays the same. Vertex is H, comma, K.